Welcome to the Women in Blockchain Talks podcast, an educational platform where we focus on bringing you fresh and unique perspectives on the crypto and DLT space. I'm your host, Lavinia, and I'll be speaking to different experts and professionals who will be on hand to pass on their knowledge. If you enjoyed the show, please consider joining our exciting and diverse blockchain community, which is open to all genders. Thank you for listening. Now on to the show. Welcome to another Women in Blockchain Talks podcast episode. Today, it's just me, myself, and I. I'm talking about something that's very special and obviously dear to my heart. It is coming up to my 2-year anniversary. This month, September, celebrates 2 years of Women in Blockchain Talks. Women in Blockchain Talks was born from a place of anxiety, of unknown, of, I wouldn't use the word fear. I think anxiety is a good expression, is a good word. But it definitely was built from a place of who am I? What am I doing? What can I offer? What value can I bring to this space? And it was 2019 and I was going through a shift, pivoting in my career and in my life. And I was dealing with a lot of personal things that was, causing a lot of distress, I would say. And so Women in Blockchain Talks was something that excited me, but also scared me in a way, because I was scared of the commitment. I was scared of the potential rejection from the blockchain ecosystem, the space, the people in the space. Because again, it was like, what do I have to offer? However, it was a lady in blockchain who said to me, Lavinia, you have more to offer than you think. I am good at what I do as an engineer, a coder, but I'm not good at the front end. I'm not good at speaking. I'm not good at networking. I'm not good at presenting. You have those skills and so much more. And we need people like you to help us drive the adoption, to drive the advocacy of blockchain and what it stands for and the ecosystem on a whole. We need people like you. And it was that conversation that literally changed my life, that gave me the confidence to go for it. And I will always be grateful to that individual. Her name is Rianne Lewis, and she is the author of The Cryptocurrency Revolution, a great book that you should check out. She's been on my platform, and she's someone who I still talk to, and I always tell this story because it's very important that we remember we have the power to impact, to influence and change someone's life, just like Rianne did. And it can be by standing our ground. It can be by using our voice, by using our voice to encourage someone, to call someone out, potentially. And it's all dependent on the context of the situation, of course. But we have the power to change people's lives, and we have the power to change our own lives by believing in ourselves. So she gave me the belief that I needed when I wasn't in a place to believe in myself. But fundamentally, I am a person who does believe in myself. And so with that being said, that encouragement helped me to do what I needed to do, which was take action, put a date, put a date in the diary, find a venue, find speakers, and just go. Just do it. And so that's what I did. And the first event was September 2019, and it was with Mandela Sedevita, and she works at Banco Santander, so Santander Bank, and Enrica Lam from Unblocked Events. And it was a great event. It was a beautiful event. And it is a beautiful thing when you say you're going to do something and you do it, you achieve it, you manifest it. It's a vision that then becomes reality. It is a beautiful thing. And that has been, I would say, a key thing of my journey, a key element of my journey over the last 2 years, of having a vision, having an idea, visualizing it, and then executing it into reality. Just recently, I launched a new blockchain business breakfast meetup, which is for the corporates, SMEs, small, medium enterprises here in London, the city of London, around London, who want to come together, talk about blockchain, talk about crypto, NFTs, the whole ecosystem, of course, network with like-minded individuals. And of course, we're all corporate-minded, business-minded. It's a great opportunity to connect and to build and to collaborate in a different way. That is the premise of Women in Blockchain Talks. So for those who are not familiar with Women in Blockchain Talks, Women in Blockchain Talks is an award-winning blockchain educational and events networking platform. And as touched upon, we've been going for 2 years now. And the objective of Women in Blockchain Talks is to amplify the voices of women in this space, particularly dynamic female leaders, women who have walked their talk and helped path the road for other women coming in now and other women who are going to come in. Why do we do this? Simply because the data speaks for itself. There is not enough women representative in this space. And if you think about blockchain and what it stands for, decentralization, that means it is the opposite, the yin or even the yang to the way that the centralized world, the world that we live in day to day, is structured. And if that structure is based on a patriarchal structure, society, then it must mean that the decentralized world should reflect the opposite. If not, we're just going to have a duplication of what we already have, but in this decentralized world. This decentralized world that is changing and growing and evolving at a rapid pace. The idea of a metaverse that is actually part of the everyday, the Jane and Joe and their world, is becoming a reality. Powered by NFTs, powered by the gaming industry, and all that has been learned and innovated in that space. It's becoming a reality to how we function, Web 3.0. Our money is changing. The way we do business is changing. And in order for us, women in particular, marginalized groups, we need to be part of the conversation in order for that world, this new world that is being created as we speak, is reflective of our needs as well. What is the point of just having the same thing? It obviously isn't working, or we wouldn't need a decentralized version of the world. So I'm very passionate about what blockchain is, what it stands for, and what can be created in it. It's exciting, it's creative, it's innovative. Yes, there are issues to do with gas consumption or climate consumption. Yes, there are issues around interoperability. There are issues around scalability. But there are great minds working on the solutions. I think it wouldn't be fair to say that there isn't women. Of course, there's women in the space. But as I said, the numbers speak for themselves. You can Google it. It's been documented. It's like when I started, it was 12% or 8. It went up to 12. It's probably about 18% women to men in this space. That is not necessarily reflective in crypto, because there's also reports that show that there are a lot more women and ethnic minorities engaging in crypto, staking and dealing and purchasing and saving in crypto. Why? Because the barrier to entry is much lower than the centralized pathways to wealth creation. And also reports state that these individuals, women, ethnic minorities, they feel like their financial literacy, their financial understanding of how money works has increased since dealing with crypto. So, a lot of people fear the unknown. But there is a lot to be gained from this unknown called blockchain and crypto and NFTs. And so much value to be gained and to be given from your side, whoever is listening. And that's why, again, I'm so passionate about what I talk about, what I do, and the platform that is Women in Blockchain Talks. It is making a difference. And I'm proud of that. There's women in my community who have gone for jobs that they never would have gone through, simply through the connections that they've met. And having a safe space to be able to share, to talk, and to get the encouragement. There are women who had never created a wallet or bought crypto, and they're now doing it like a boss. Lives have been touched upon and changed. Again, I am proud of that. But there's still so much work to be done. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of blockchain. I'm excited for the future of Women in Blockchain Talks and all the things that we have got planned. And I'm going to be announcing some of those things at our upcoming second birthday celebratory event at Rise London, created by Barclays, which is in Shoreditch, on the 22nd of September. And also it will be streamlined via Airmeet, which is our normal virtual platform that we use to host our events. Due to the pandemic, of course, it was always a physical event. And then due to the pandemic, we pivoted online. And it's been very successful. And it's allowed us to expand our reach, our audience, and also include speakers that I would not have been able to include if it had just remained a physical event. So off the back of that, I would say, the pandemic was very, I don't want to use the word positive because I just don't think that's correct, but it was, we took the benefit. It was, when they say life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Well, that's what we did, right? And we made some sweet lemonade. So I want to share with you a couple of things that I've learnt over that time. For a number of people, I know it was very difficult for them to pivot online, but because I've had a number of years as an entrepreneur, I already had a number of digital and online skills which helped me to pivot quite smoothly. And as I said, it's been beneficial to Women in Blockchain Talks. Women in Blockchain Talks podcast with Lavinia Osborne, getting professional and personal in the crypto and DLT space. A quick break to shout out our sponsors, and a massive thank you to our partners April 6, industry specialists that make moments that matter for brands that shape the future. We had challenges in finding the right platform for us, one that wasn't too clunky, that wasn't too expensive, etc., etc. And we found that in Airmeet. And the platform has changed everything for us. As I touched upon, it helped us to have a consistency, to be able to expand our audience and invite international orientated speakers. And I'm very grateful for this. So A takeaway is don't be afraid of change. Be willing to adapt and roll with the punches, as well as look for the blessings in all of it. Because sometimes it's about the lesson and not the journey per se. You know, they always say it's about the journey, not the destination. Or sometimes it's about the lessons we learn on the journey rather than the journey itself. I would say that pivoting online, I did get burnout. Why? Because there was always so much to be done. So much had to be done quite quickly. And obviously it's just me. And at that time, it was just me. I realized that I needed to get help. And after I went through burnout, and this was last year, July, and I remember feeling so guilty. I felt like I was letting everybody down by cancelling that event. But, you know, it needed to be done. And in doing it, it forced me to seek help. And I found that help in a wonderful human being called Kelly Rigg of The List Whisperer. And she runs a VA agency ultimately. And I think a takeaway lesson here is that many times when we can't do something or we feel we've let someone down, we feel like a failure, you know, but taking time out does not make you a failure. Asking for help does not make you a failure. It just simply makes you human. And I know when you're in it, like you are in the woods, you can't see the woods through the trees, so to speak. It's hard to hear that, but that is the truth. And sometimes your own worst enemy is yourself. And we sometimes just have to give ourselves a break, because most people will understand. And they do understand. And they did understand. And I believe that nothing that is for you will go past you. You just have to breathe, take a break, and then get back on it. As long as you keep doing the do, whatever that is, and trust the overall journey, you will be fine. You'll get to your destination, and you will learn the lessons that you need to learn in order to make that destination or that journey successful. So, as I said, I got the help that I needed, and this person, Kelly, has added so much value to Women in Blockchain Talks, particularly in regards to asset and systems creation. And I know I've added so much value and confidence to her because she was going through what she was going through. You know, she just had a baby, the pandemic happened, she was restarting the business, and I was kind of like her first client, you know, or Women in Blockchain Talks was her first client. And she was able to put that focus. You know, sometimes when you have a fear or doubting, and you need to put that energy and you need to funnel it into something, just like I needed to back in 2019 and everything I was going through. I needed to channel my anger, my frustration, my disappointment, my hurt, and all the other stuff that I was going through at that time into something that was positive. And that thing that was positive was Women in Blockchain Talks. And in so many ways, it saved my life. You know, and I know that's quite a deep thing to say, but it did. It gave me purpose, right? It gave me a mission. It gave me something to do that had value. And it got me out there again, you know? It helped me build my confidence as I was helping others to build theirs. It didn't take away from the skill sets I already had and the knowledge that I had and the good heart and goodwill that I had that I wanted to impart into others. But when you doubt yourself or when you're going through stuff, of course you're not going to be working to the same level that you'd be working at when you have more confidence or you're feeling great about your life or everything's going well, you know? So I remember when I first met Kelly, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like her. But if she could just do the job, then it's all good. That's what I thought. That's what I said to myself, you know. I really wasn't sure about her. And she and I have become so close. Like, she's my girl. I'm her girl. She's got my back. You know, she understands me. I trust her. I trust her so much. and I have a lot of love for her. You know, I think as human beings, or the old paradigm tells you that you have to be a certain way and act a certain way when in business. To me, first energy, the greatest energy you can have is love, and if you feel love for someone just because of the connection that you have, even if it's within a business professional relationship, I think that's great. I think that is good to express that, and I'm so grateful to her, and she knows it, right? And she will express how she feels about me as well. It was really weird the first couple of times. It was just like, we've shared a couple of, oh, I heart you, I got you, those sort of little comments, and it's just like, okay. But now it's just, pure love, just pure love. And, along the way, I've met so many people who I've just grown close to on this journey, including Dominique Cottrell. She is my podcast editor, and she's just a firehouse as well. Just such a professional, just big heart, focused, lovely lady. And I don't work with her every day, but every time we get to work together and have our catch-ups, it's always a joy. Dr. Quinn Button, she has come into my world, and there was a time where I needed someone to step in and run Women in Blockchain Talks, hold the event. And she was definitely the one of the not a handful of people, and she was right at the top, who I trusted to run the platform for me and do a job. And she did an excellent job. And I'm so grateful for those people. There's Genevieve Lievelle, and she's one of my advisors. Linda Gotez, again, one of my advisors as well. I actually met her in person back at the end of 2019 or 2018? I can't even remember now. I think it might have been 2019. And I went to visit one of my best friends in Tampa, and for Thanksgiving, and she just happened, her in-laws lived in Tampa, so it was like, okay, we have got to meet, and we met, and it was a beautiful moment, and then she became my advisor. So this journey, it's just been a beautiful one, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to it. I'm so grateful for the good, the bad, and the ugly lessons, because believe there's been some ugly lessons, some jealousy, some what I called side eye. People say one thing, but they're acting another way. Surprisingly, women who have rebuked me, who have blocked me from communities that's supposed to be about women in blockchain talks and supporting women in the space. But, there's a lot of people out there, women in particular, who they talk about the new paradigm, but if they feel threatened, they don't know how to communicate how they're feeling, and actually use it as a moment, a learning experience to grow, right? And become more than what they actually are. Some people feel like they are competing with me, or they may feel like I'm competing with them. I don't compete with people. I don't have time for that. If I feel jealous, or if I feel envious, I think that's a better word, of someone, I'm the sort of person who will go to that person and be like, wow, I love what you're doing. Can I learn from you? If that person rebukes me, then it's just like, oh, well, I feel stupid. I feel embarrassed, but I'll get over it. It's fine. It is what it is. Not everyone's going to be for you. And that's the truth of the matter, right? But I am humble enough to be able to say, you are doing great stuff. I want to learn from you. How can we collaborate rather than compete? That's where I am. But other people, they cannot do that, unfortunately. And in doing that, they're hurting others, because they're lessening the value or the ability to bring more value to people, because together we are stronger, especially in this space where there is not enough women. So why would you want to go against another woman? Why would you want to block another woman? Why would you want to remove someone from a community that they see as a place of respite, a place of support for them? Why would you want to do that? Right? And then furthermore, why would you want to not discuss it? Even if you are upset or pissed, or you feel you have every right, and they have every right to do whatever they want to do, right? Doesn't necessarily mean it's right. And people will have different opinions. That's fine, okay? But you think of the bigger picture, right? You think of the bigger picture. It's not just about you. It's not just about me. It's about the whole community. And so that lesson that I took from that situation was that I have to stand in my power. I have to, trying to be humble to make other people feel comfortable doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve anyone, and it doesn't serve you, because you do that and then you're still mistreated or rebuked. So what was the point? Sometimes you've just got to be the leader, the person that you are. As a very good friend of mine says, straight talk, bad manners. Just be you. So, takeaway lessons. Appreciate good people around you. As touched upon, that's Kelly, my 2 advisors, all the interns who have come and offered their time to help women in blockchain talks move and groove and grow. All the community members and individuals, blockchain leaders who have reshared my post or written a supportive comment, asked how they can help and got involved. It truly makes a difference. And again, I am grateful for that and for them. A big part of this is trusting and being willing to let go. I had to trust Kelly, and I'm so glad I did. I had to trust Quinn, and I'm so glad I did. One of the biggest things as well that I would say that one of the things I'm most proud of in this journey, and that is the 50,000 campaign to bring in, attract, invite 50,000 women into blockchain. And I would say it's more of an inclusivity and diversity campaign rather than a 50K campaign. And I hope, if you're listening to this, I did a podcast on it back in May, when I launched it. So you can hear all about it there. But this is a campaign that I hope will help, that will do what it says on the tin. Bring more women in, invite them in, let them just see. Coming into blockchain isn't just about having a career in blockchain. Yes, you can do that, but it's also exploring the ecosystem. When the internet first started, how many people were like, it's not for me, it's too complicated, it's tech. Look at us now. Look what we do with the internet. Look how many businesses and fortunes and connections and networks have been created because of the internet. Blockchain is Web 3.0. And the metaverse is going to even expand that. Facebook are already talking about creating their own metaverse. So where is this tech going? We all evolve. We all grow. Internet is about 20 years old now. So it was going to evolve. Money is always evolving. If you think about the dollar, it was in gold we trust. And then when it stopped being backed by gold, it became in God we trust. We used to have checks. Who uses checks now? How many of us use cash? The Oyster card. We don't use that anymore because most of us just use our debit cards to touch in and touch out. Oyster card is something that we use here in England, London, for those who have never been to the UK, to travel on public transport. And even now, most people have their credit cards on their phone. So they don't even bring their cards out, much less cash. So think of it that way. Things are always evolving. And the question really is, are you going to be part of the conversation and the change and add your influence to what is being created right now? Or are you going to sit back and then complain in the future when the future doesn't look like the way you would like it to look like, or is inclusive of what you represent? And that is the key. That is the point. And that's why I do what I do. And it's fun as well. So with that being said, I hope that you can join our 2nd anniversary event on Wednesday, 22nd of September. And if you can't join the physical event, then join the online event. So as I stated before, it's a hybrid event, and which basically means it's physical and it's online. So no excuses, get involved and find out what the next chapter is for Women in Blockchain Talks. Thank you for listening. Until next time. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram to keep up with our updates. If you enjoyed this episode, then please rate, share, and leave a comment. Your support is appreciated. Until next time.